Oh, dear Lord, protect me.
The Florida Everglades are dauntingly beautiful and immensely intimidating. 1.5 million acres of expansive wilderness. This intertwining maze of mangroves is one of the most productive ecosystems on Earth. And now, it's home to one of the scariest moments of my entire life. The Everglades are over 2.5 hours away from my house, so I stopped at the gas station first thing and stocked up on all the supplies I would need for a day in the water. Once I finally finished my drive and got into the Everglades city, I went to a tackle shop to ask where I could find a good ramp to launch my Gheenoe.
Mosquitoes have found me. So I'll be honest, I don't really feel prepared for what we're doing right now, being out here in the Everglades on a solo mission. It was very much a last night, I just was like, screw it, I'm going. I got this new Gheenoe that's meant for skinny water, meant for exploration. Not that my skiff couldn't do this, but one of the funny things that held me back from doing things like this is that my skiff didn't have a working unit. So now having two forms of navigation, my phone and the built-in one into the boat, I feel a lot more confident in going out to do something like this. It was a full moon 2 nights ago. It has rained a monsoon amount of rain over the past couple days, and we're heading into the complete unknown. And it looks like it's going to be a very nasty day, and I didn't bring a rain jacket. Things are stacked against us, but we're going to try to go catch some fish and have an adventure. We have a wall of darkness in front of us, and it doesn't seem like there's really any way around it. I don't think there's going to be any thunder or lightning. It's just going to be rain. If it's rain, I don't care. If it's thunder and lightning, then I guess we're going to go hide in the mangroves and get eaten alive by mosquitoes. Alright, spot number 1, we've made it. Well, it's easy to look at a satellite image of the Everglades and think that it's just like this giant randomized splattering of mangroves everywhere. There are thousands of little rivers and streams that run between all of these mangrove islands, like fingers or veins stretching out across it. And that's where the water is flowing, and where water flows is where you find fish. So we're pulling up to a point here that leads back into a small fingerling canal that I could see on satellite imagery. Big, there's a fish under it. And also now I have these terns trying to grab my topwater. That's gotta be trout, man. That's great. That makes so much more sense why I was not cooking them. Oh, cool, that was a big fish.
After getting several bites in topwater, the rain finally started to come down. But at this point, I never heard any thunder and I never saw any lightning.
not been a single thunder roll or lightning or anything this entire time. Holy crap. Literally right as I sat down. I gotta get underneath some of these mangroves. Holy. It was like directly over my head. Literally have not seen any lightning this entire time. Not a single roll of thunder. And that was just like the biggest crack of all time directly over my head. I was just putting my phone away because it's raining so hard. I literally saw a mangrove head right up here that's pretty big that I could maybe sit underneath. I'm gonna get flogged by mosquitoes, but I'd rather get bit by mosquitoes than die. Not to be dramatic. Holy! Holy!
Oh, dear Lord, protect me. I've not seen any lightning the entire day. There has not been a single roll of thunder, any lightning. Oh. I'm just gonna lay here under these mangroves for a while. One of the scariest moments of my life, I think. I gotta put this away. That was one of the scariest moments I think I've ever had in life and out on the water. That was insane. I knew there was rain in the forecast. It didn't say there's going to be any thunder or lightning. It said there wasn't going to be any. I hadn't heard a single thunder rumble or anything. I haven't seen any lightning the entire morning. And all of a sudden, it was just like the brightest flash and loudest thunder I've ever heard in my entire life on top of my head in an instant. And before I could even get in cover again and under I know 10, 15 seconds was another one, if not even louder. I was laid in the deck of my boat underneath the mangroves for, I think it's been about 30 minutes probably. I've been laying here. And there's still thunder and lightning, but it went from literally every 30 seconds over my head of just ear-shattering loud. Spine chilling, dude. To now it's been a few minutes, and I don't know if it means anything. The last lightning bolt I saw counted for 11 seconds and then heard thunder. So I guess theoretically the idea is that means it's 11 miles away, but I'm like afraid to come out from underneath these mangroves. And the problem is it's clear over there, pretty clear over there, very dark back that direction, which theoretically that way is the way towards the ramp. That way is deeper into the Everglades. I guess further north, I should say, into the Everglades. So I don't know what to do. If I need to make a run for it while it's semi-clear, because I can't tell if there's more behind this. That was awful. That was like truly, truly awful. And I don't have any service underneath this tree. I had service just 500 yards that way, but I don't have service for where I'm at right now, so I can't even look at the radar. I can't look at the radar without leaving the mangroves. I'm just gonna sit here for a second. Alright, I'm moving out of the mangroves because I need to check the weather. My radar, and gosh, it's dark behind me. It looks clear up ahead of me. I might just have to. I really don't even want to sit in my. I think I'm in between dams right now. I might just have to literally make a run for it. I might run north just to get away from the storm, even though it takes me further away from where I need to be. I've got to get away from that. It just scares me looking at it forward. I can't get over how awful that was. Like, straight awful. And the fact that I have to basically go further away from safety, like I have to go away from the ramp to get away from the storm, is freaking me out, but hopefully it's the right call. I'm just like frantically checking the weather as fast as I can. It's supposed to, the radar said it's supposed to carry on, man, but I just don't know if I trust it. I'm just gonna put myself in a position where if I need to, I can run to the next city north, the next ramp north, which is like 4.5 miles, and I can go at least be on dry land. And I'll figure it out from there. I'll have to try to see if I can contact somebody to give me a ride or whatever back to my trailer. I feel sick to my stomach. Like, I feel like a rat stuck in a cage right now. I know it might seem dramatic. I've only showed a 1% of what happened. I was laying there on the bottom of my boat for 30 minutes, just getting hammered with lightning all around me. It was literally the most horrifying moment I think I've ever experienced in my entire life. Like, rattling my brain so loud and bright on top of me. The grace of God, I am protected and alive. So we have the tide is going out, storm going towards shore, storm building offshore behind us. And so I am between two curtains and the floor is going out from underneath me. So I have to basically time this just right of running
directly into the storm that I honestly thought I was about to die in. And yeah, run through there and get my boat out and beat the storm behind me. And more importantly, honestly, right now it's not the storm behind me, it's the tide going out, because I could get trapped out here in certain areas. Hey Adam, this is Lawson. I was in there earlier. I'm not sure if it's the same person that I met. Okay, okay, cool. I'm out here, and is that storm like over top of you guys right now? Thank you very much. Yeah, thanks. Can't begin to tell you, every inch of me is saying do not run into that, but that unfortunately is definitely our way out. I just called Adam, who worked at the tackle shop that I stopped in this morning at like 6 a.m. and he said that it's pretty clear up towards them, and so I gotta shoot my shot here. I think I'm not happy about this. The city is in sight. The storm is going away. I feel like I can breathe again. I know there's some people are gonna be like, you're being a drama queen. Maybe I was. That was one of the worst moments I can ever think of. Mainly, I've been caught in storms bad before, none nearly that bad, and to be out in the Everglades 6 miles away, and I saw one other boat the entire morning, and they were a mile away from the ramp, which would make sense now. I legitimately was like, if I get struck by lightning out here, like, there's no one is gonna find me. But we're definitely protected by the Lord and kept safe. So we're gonna keep trying to fish. The storm is moving away. We're gonna keep trying to fish. The storm is moving away. I'm soaking wet, but I figure we can keep an eye out in the west. The storm's going away from us, and we can finally try to catch some fish. What a freaking nightmare of a morning it was, but hopefully things get better. All right, we've moved way back in the river. Gonna fish for probably like an hour or so, then it says more thunderstorms are coming all afternoon. This has been a bummer, man. Let's see if we can make something happen. Oh man, I just got freaking crushed. First cast. What? I had a single bite on that chatterbait, and I just picked up this fluke on a jig head and got hit first freaking throw. It's crazy how much water is pouring out of these mangroves. I'm sure a big part of it is that just absolute dumping of rain, but then also just how much the tide shifts here is unbelievably cool. You have these like miniature, like almost mountain-like streams, at least that's what they look like, pouring into the river. That's a big fish. No way. I think that's a big snook. I have super light line on right here. I just threw up a little finesse minnow right in this creek mouth. I don't think this fish even knows what's going on. No freaking way. It looked like a really big fish. I couldn't really tell. This is like super light setup here. I have 20-pound leader on. This is not how I envisioned my day in the Everglades going, fishing just in the river near the boat launch. But you gotta roll with the punches. See if we can make things work. It's a big fish, I think. It's hard to tell. Feels heavy. I'm trying to keep his head down. I think it's a snook. I'm gonna spot lock us. This current's moving so fast, I don't want to get blown miles away. Dude. After the day I've had, it feels good to be hooked into a fish. I don't even... Nice snook. Holy moly. I cannot believe that. I cannot believe that. Right, just he was sitting in that runoff basically. Beautiful fish. Make sure there's no freaking sharks with them. It's a nice snook. We're watching for sharks, gators, crocs, everything in between right now. Boom, got him. Oh, nice. It's a slot-sized snook, probably. Uh-oh. Today has not gone even in the slightest how I hoped it would. So to catch this fish is just such a blessing. Let's put him on the tape right here. That, my friends, is a 29.5 incher. Beautiful slot-sized snook. I'm gonna have to contemplate for a second on whether or not I'm gonna bring this thing home. I've not kept a snook probably in like 12 years, but my family, my kids, my wife love fish, and there's not much better eating than that right there. Beauty. That's also why whenever you want to keep fish, it's just good to pull out your phone and check regulations real quick, because I'm just not used to this area I'm in. I was about to throw that fish in the ice and I decided to look it up. Season is not open for another like 20 days where I'm at, and back home it's already opened. Check your regs. Well, that's a nice consolation for this day we've been having, and I just heard thunder right over there, so might have to cast a few more times and freaking call it. Maybe we'll whack another fish. This has been a freaking weird day. That fish just ate right there. Wiggle, wiggle. I'm getting absolutely crushed by mosquitoes, but just retied, because that snook, even though he was like perfectly hooked, still frayed me up pretty good. Dude, I love this freaking setup. I will not lie. Just gonna try to get this over with quick and keep casting, because we are, boom, that's how we like it. We are running out of time. Gosh, this is so frustrating. I think it sucks the most that I drove freaking 3 hours this morning, left my house at 4 a.m. and barely have gotten to fish. I've spent the majority of the day just trying to not get struck by lightning. Storm slowly looming in the distance. 12:40 right now. By 1 it's supposed to start thundering again, lightning. So we're gonna go try to find something to eat and get out of here. Just had a very nice conversation with a guy named Mark at the ramp who's out there, and he said he saw me run by him into the storm first thing in the morning. He's like, man, good for you, you're crazy. And I was like, dude, that was the worst decision I've ever made. And I told him what happened, and he was lucky enough to get off the water, and he said the whole entire time he was running back to the ramp, he was looking behind him, wondering where I was. And I was under a mangrove. Thank you very much.
About an hour later, after getting off the water and finishing lunch, the thunderstorms and rain started to come down, so it was officially time to call it quits and head back home. You know, I don't take a ton of joy in posting a video like this where I nearly die and catch one fish, albeit it is a good fish. And it's not that I'm embarrassed I think it's more of that I feel very vulnerable watching this video back. And not even gonna lie, this past week, this happened a week ago. I filmed this, and when I hear thunder and lightning now and I'm outside, I am like triggered. Literally looking for cover, looking to get out of the elements. I don't really feel like I did anything wrong. There wasn't any thunder and lightning on the weather report on the radar. It just said it was going to rain, but it's just a reminder of how quickly conditions and things can change. I mean, I didn't hear any thunder, didn't see any lightning, and it just formed on top of my head while I was out there. Although I was freaking out, I think I remained calm, but I truly think the safest thing I could do there was to hide and get under cover. If I would have ran, it would have been a 6-mile run while a storm was on top of me and putting myself in the dead out open of these giant bays out in the Everglades and just hoping I don't get struck while I run for cover. You know, I wouldn't have been stuck under the mangroves in the pouring rain, but I would have really exposed myself to the ability to being struck by lightning. I'm not sure if it's the right choice or not. And I tried to be as logical as I could in the situation. And you don't see everything in the video. Like I said, I was laying on the deck of my boat in pouring rain for 30 plus minutes. And the whole experience from the first lightning strike to getting back into the river and the storm being gone was probably like 2 hours of just frantically feeling like I was trying to make a choice for my survival, because the real dilemma came. There's a second storm, and it didn't come for probably 2.5 hours, maybe after the first one, but the tide was going out. And if you know anything about the Everglades, it can drop out completely in areas. I bottomed out in my Gheenoe when I was running from the storm at a certain point. Thankfully I was idling at the time, but I hit a sandbar, and it's in a Gheenoe. You know, I could get stuck out there, and then we're faced with the same exact thing again, another storm. All in all, I'm very thankful to have been protected by the Lord and just to be okay and to get back home. Thunder lightning is just not something to screw with, man. It's terrible. And like I said, maybe my only mistake was just heading out into the rain, even though the weather looked really bad. I was like, well, it's just rain. Who cares? I only post a video like this because I think it's good to share. It's good to be vulnerable. But also maybe people will learn from it of, okay, I watched a video where this guy really got caught in a storm, and you know, you take cover and you just get down and you pray. Or it's just being cognizant of saying, okay, the weather's not letting up. Let me keep checking the weather, because I wasn't checking the weather anymore. I knew I was getting rained on, so I just was like, all right, rain's coming, is what it is. Let's lock in and try to catch some fish. Don't worry though, I'm not gonna let all this deter me from exploring new places, going on big giant adventures. I think this is just the start, but we're gonna definitely make sure to check the weather good next time. I appreciate you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. I'm trying to upload way more consistently, if you can't tell. I'm trying to really push for at minimum once a week. So I appreciate you guys sticking with me all these years through the ups, the downs, the lefts, the rights. But life is good. We're alive. We got lots of adventures ahead of us. See you guys.